Are you worried that if you try to create your own original anime character, it looks too similar to another existing character? After all, with millions of different anime and manga characters out there, how do you develop your own art style and characters while still staying original? If you feel confused and don't know where to start, then make sure to watch until the end. In this video, we'll teach you what you can do to find and develop your own art style to draw characters that you love while feeling confident and proud about it. We work with pro-Japanese manga and anime artists and will share their advice and experience so you can apply it to your own art. FYI, our mission is to help aspiring adult anime and manga artists. We believe age is just a number, and we want to help you develop your talent and build more skills so you can finally start creating artworks that you feel excited and proud of. If you resonate with this mission, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. If you want to develop your own art style, learn how to confidently draw and design your own original characters, and finally put your ideas and creativity on paper, then we invite you to book a consultation call with us. We'd love to see how we can help. The link is in the description.
My art style keeps changing depending on what anime I'm watching or manga I'm reading.
I don't really feel like I have my own style.
This is one of the most common concerns we hear from beginner artists. The thing is, developing your own art style actually takes a lot of experimentation and exploration. It doesn't just come to you overnight. I mean, think about it. We spent 12 years in school trying to figure out what we want to do. We dabble into different subjects like literature, math, science, art, music, history, so it would give us a better idea as to what we truly enjoy. We choose a college degree if ever we do decide to pursue higher education, and even then, we're still not 100% sure if we want to stay on the same path by the time we graduate. I'm sure you have a lot you want to figure out in your own life right now, correct? So it's a similar journey with your art style. Just like all those subjects you touched on in school, you want to draw and explore different types of art and learn from different artists. You can study how they draw, how they color, how they create their artworks, and then stand back and reflect on which parts of it you enjoyed the most. When you keep drawing and practicing, you might even notice that you're naturally drawn towards a certain style more than others. You might even notice patterns like, oh, I actually really enjoy shonen spiky hair over realistic flowy locks. Or, I'm more excited when I draw fantasy characters like elves and mermaids over just some boring high school kids. The thing is, you won't even understand what you like or how you feel unless you do it. The first step to developing your own art style is by copying other people's works. You might think,
But isn't that counterproductive?
I want to be original, not a knockoff of someone else's style.
I get your concern, but the point of copying others' works is so you can study their style and techniques. It lets you discover different ways as to how people approach drawing. By replicating their artworks, you can get a better understanding of their artistic process as well. Even our own mentor, pro-modern shonen anime artist Steph Pastrano does this.
I usually study and analyze the official art for a day so that I can figure out their techniques and pick up some tricks for me to learn and apply it on my own artwork. Some people say that if I keep doing that style, I might end up without an original style to my artwork. Analyzing an art style from different artists is a good way to eventually develop my own art style. Art style is just a collection of preferences over time. The more experience you get, the more unique your selection of preferences get, and that's how art style develops.
You can tell that Steph is pretty good at drawing already, but he's humble enough to take time to observe, study, and learn from other artists. It's important that you have the same kind of humility and hunger to keep learning no matter how good you get. Even professional artists still copy to learn new techniques. So, what's stopping you from doing the same thing? When I was a kid, I remember copying official anime art exactly how it looked. People told me I was a talented artist. I got praised for copying. So I continued to copy with the goal of creating a complete replica of the original art. I mean, people were telling me I was talented, so why stop? It helped me improve up to a certain degree, but it really stunted my growth and creativity. I didn't know how to come up with my own poses, and I couldn't even add my own modifications to the character I was copying without messing it up. Don't fall into the same trap. You'll waste a lot of time if you get stuck in the mindless copying stage for too long. Your goal is not to create another pretty picture. As mentioned earlier, your goal for copying should be to learn and understand a certain artist's techniques and style. And you can't learn without analyzing and asking why. Here's advice from our mentor, pro-Japanese manga artist Naoya Zawa. She has over 30 years of experience in the pro-manga industry, and she even has an anime title under her belt.
Try to copy it, I think it's not bad. But when you to copy it, you can study. It just draw it a line by line. Why the line is go like this way, and why you think this is a cool when a line go that way. Not only one artist, but also multiple artists drawing the try to the copy.
As Yazawa sensei mentioned, it's important that we learn from multiple artists. But oftentimes, we feel confused about our own art style because we get distracted.
Oh, great art. I want to learn how to do that.
Oh my god, this one's amazing too. I want to do this as well.
Every time we see a new, nice-looking artwork, our direction changes. We're so easily swayed because we don't have conviction. We don't have a strong preference or understanding of what we want for our own art. There are a million different artists that you can actually draw inspiration from. Each of them will be unique and amazing in their own way. But how do you know which styles to prioritize and learn from? Let's do this short activity to help us focus and spend our practice time more productively. Let's compare these two artworks. The one on the left was drawn by Junji Ito. He's a famous horror mangaka who is well known for his pretty-faced characters and memorably eerie and creepy stories. The one on the right was drawn by Obata Takeshi. He's the illustrator of Bakuman, Death Note, and Hikaru no Go. He's actually quite popular among other mangakas for his stunning illustrations. Both mangakas are famous in their own right, and they are both amazing artists. But they obviously have very different styles. Look at the way that they draw their characters, play around with their lines, and shade their artworks. The feel is quite different, right? So let me ask you, which one are you drawn to more? The one on the left or the one on the right? If you have a preference, then why? What do you like about it? Is it the overall feel? Is it how the characters look? How the artist draws the line art and create the background? Let us know what you think in the comments. Whatever aspect interests you, study it by copying. Think about the process as you do it. How is the artist able to capture it? How can I capture the same thing? Do I enjoy this process myself, or does it feel different from what I imagined? It's only through self-reflection and actual drawing practice that we gain more clarity on our preferences. Again, it's fine if we don't completely understand right away, but we've got to go through this process to make our time developing our art style more meaningful and productive. Sometimes, the problem isn't even about how do I make my art style look unique, but how the heck do I even draw this in the first place? Enter the skill gap. You know what you want, you have it in your head, but your hand just does not cooperate. Your mind is ready and willing, but your body and drawing skills are not. So what happens then? Do you give up? Do you settle with your current skills? Or do you make a conscious choice to put in the time and effort to improve? Honestly, that decision is up to you. What do you want to achieve with your art, and how do you want to get there? One thing's for sure, if you want to close that skill gap, then you've got to master the fundamentals of drawing. We've talked about mastering your basics so many times on this channel, but there's really no other secret to getting better. You've got to put in the time, you've got to put in the practice. When you have a great grasp of your basics, it would actually be so much easier to analyze other people's artworks. because then you'll know why things are drawn a certain way. It'll be easier for you to put your own spin on things as well. You'll feel so much more confident about your art because now you finally have the technical skills to express your ideas on paper. When you combine everything we just talked about, the copying, self-reflection, and the art fundamentals together, your anime art style will naturally develop over time. In the end, your own style is going to be made up of many different styles of several artists that are combined and finalized with your own personal touch. We'd like to quote Yazawa Sensei again here.
Very, very unique manga artist is quite rare. I think this originality is not so really important. Around this essence and the core things. Then I think eventually you get married your, at least more or less your touch in.
Your personal touch includes the emotions that you put into making your pieces, the natural movement of how you make a particular stroke, your thought process, and your personal influences and research. Naturally, your style will evolve over time. If you look at long-running mangas, you'll notice that the art style in the first chapter and the last chapter are already quite different. Let's compare the differences in Attack on Titan. And how about the JoJo series? This kind of art evolution happens all the time. We're sharing this with you so you don't feel pressured to stick with the same art style forever. Your style will continue to evolve as you grow as a person and as an artist. Don't be scared to embrace the change. If, as an adult, you're looking to develop your anime and manga art, you want to build more confidence drawing your own original characters, and finally gain the skills to put your ideas on paper, then I invite you to book a consultation call with us. We'd love to learn more about you and your art journey and see if we could help. The link to book is in the description. In the meantime, if you want to learn how to develop your own original character, then please check out this video. Thank you so much for watching.